Dead Palette here. We're going to read Mrs. Heroin. This title caught my interest. I want to see what it's about. This is hosted on the Creepypasta Wikia. And we're going to see how I feel about it. I've always felt safe with heroin in my arms, laying in comfort with zero control. I think my addiction is minor at most, more routine than addiction. I love it. We have, four little sentences right here, and we're already having the author justify their addiction. That's good. I work behind the counter, ringing up people's useless shit in an off-brand store. An off-brand store? What is an off-brand store? I'm not sure, like, everything in the store is off-brand? They don't have any name-brand stuff in the store? I don't know what that means. I do it for what comes after every day in my overpriced bachelor apartment. Just a single room and washroom. I live for the rush of the contents of my wicker box beneath my bed. Presumably where they are hosting their heroin. Having their heroin? I don't know. Okay. I guess that it is true that there are people who are out there who are functioning on heroin, though it's pretty rare. It is a very debilitating addiction. A pack of needles, running low. A silver spoon, bronzed and burnt. A rubber band I ripped from a slingshot. A bag of cotton balls. One of those lighters that never work right, and of course, the key, my bittersweet, vinegar-scented, brown and beautiful friend, heroin. Alright, so far, not really getting anything outside of this person is just cataloging their day and how they're looking forward to getting high. Alright. Like clockwork, I return from work. It's 11 p.m. and sleep is not on my mind. I place my bag down and then take off my shined work shoes and white starched shirt, fold it neatly and place on the end table at the head of my bed. I lock my door and close the curtains. Down on the floor, I'm on my stomach beside the bed, reaching for my wicker box. Time for my bliss, the feeling I miss, the bitter and sweet, my Mrs. Heroin, and her date with my vein. It's like a weird poetic thing that they're writing a poem to heroin. Wonderful. I find the box and bring it up to my bed. Opening it gives me a rush to my head. So they're doing like this weird little poetry thing, but it's not really flowing well, especially with the rest of the story. I hope you can hear that I'm having trouble reading this. It's kind of like a confusing mess. The pacing isn't exactly great, and I'm wondering if this story is just going to be like, no, straight I did heroin, or if there's going to be some sort of twist, if there's going to be like a heroin monster or something. Before I begin, I walk across my room and open my only cupboard to grab my only cup. I turn the tap to the right and let the only pure thing in my life pour in. I turn the handle back to the left and then head back to my bed. Yeah, we know how a faucet works. We didn't really need that written out that way. I like the idea that, you only have one cup in your cupboard. That is a good detail that our narrator in this story is living a very degenerate lifestyle and has the means to have more cups but doesn't, which is just bizarre. And I like the idea that we are getting that this person is a very habit-forming person, not just in heroin, but in their day-to-day routine. They have a very strict path that they follow, and that's interesting. But I'm not getting a whole lot from what's being written here. I think you could take this in many different directions, and I just don't see where the story is going exactly. Back to the backboard, and also the grammar is a little weird. Back to the backboard and legs ahead, box on my lap now, a reach for the lamp. This is just weird. I don't know what to make of this grammar. I need to see well to be sure not to spill. Now time for my thrill. I open the box with a deep inhale. First I grab my tarnished silver spoon and into my glass I dip it to get a nice little puddle atop the metal plate. Open the bag of bittersweet brown and tingle of vinegar brushes my nose. A tingle of vinegar brushes my nose. I sprinkle some on, and now the lighter for heat. A quick little boil doesn't take long to achieve. Cotton ball to filter it out, and the needle inhales the brown, chunkless liquid. Okay, I place the needle full down gently on the end table. This has weird grammar to it. I'm wondering, I suspect that this isn't an English second language. I think that the person just didn't edit this. And I think that there's the weird like little rhyme things like, make sure not to spill, now time for my thrill. It's like very basic rhyme scheme kind of things. Nothing fun, nothing creative, nothing innovative there. And I don't think it's adding to the otherwise prose-based story. This is just a weird mess. I don't know what to make of it. Time to stretch the elastic tight on my bicep and look for the flow of blue on my wrist. I avoid other holds and slide my friend in deep. Like, the idea that you're going to use, like, you're referring to heroin as your friend. Fine, I understand, this idea, but still the concept of like the needle is your friend, well, that's a little weird. It's very forced, and it doesn't seem to be coming from the perspective of someone who's actually seen or dealt with any kind of drug use directly in their life or anyway. And yeah, it's good, but like, I think that if you're going to speak on this, you should be well informed on what heroin can do to a person. And this just feels like you were going through this routine of how heroin works. Well, we know how it works. It's very uneventful. A long full hail, and I push the hydrological stem down. Hydrological stem down? Is this something I don't know? I don't know what that means. Hydrological stem. Needle back on the end table and head to the pillow, remove the band and back in the box. I don't even know what to make of that. Needle back on the end table and head to the pillow, remove the band and back in the box. Let me know in the comments if you ever needle back on end table and head to the pillow, remove the band and back in the box. The drugs shoot like pins into my system, down through my heart and up to my brain. In seconds my skin morphs to heroin arms, and my room disappears. The last thing I see before my eyelids turn to lead is two long, thin legs at the end of my bed. So again, we're getting like the rhyme scheme returning here, and apparently there's some sort of like supernatural legs at the end of the bed right before their eyelids go down. Now, I do know, so maybe this is just this person's ritual. They're not an addict, it just helps them go to sleep. Just a little bit of heroin before you go to sleep. I wake up at 3 p.m., 2 hours until work. First thing I do is turn off my lamp. This is just someone's routine, dude. Like, there's nothing here. Then neatly pack my wicker box away. No need to make my bed. I never messed it up. I drink the rest of my water and throw, the water that you reuse, like you pour some water onto the spoon to cook the heroin, and then the rest of the water, you just gotta stay hydrated while you're having a heroin sleep. I drink down the rest of the water, throw away the used needle and now brown cotton ball neatly wrapped in a paper towel. I bend down to my mini fridge and pull out a TV dinner to throw into the microwave as I change my pants into a mirrored black pair and pull on my shirt. After an inspection for creases, I brush my teeth, and as I go to head out of my bathroom, a bit of high comes back to say hello just for a moment. This is just a dude's like routine. I don't know what, like, is there going to be some sort of twist here? Because I'm bored. I mean, like, you guys got to be bored with this, right? There's nothing here. There's nothing. How can you make the subject matter of heroin addiction uninteresting? No more than a second after I see a featureless face outside my second-story window. Okay, so Slenderman's there. Why is that like the trope they always go to? Is like someone outside of a second-story window. It's like, that's That was like old when it was done on Twilight Zone with like the monster outside the window. I blinked, it was gone. I felt anxious and collapsed. Now, at 4:45 p.m., I woke again. Shit, work in 15 minutes. Shoes on and out the door, another lame day. Worth it to get home to my pillowy throne. Home again, another day. Work of minimum wage and back to the same routine. How are you? No. Bullshit. You have a heroin habit on minimum wage. Nah, that's not how that works. You don't have a job, work minimum wage, and have a heroin addiction. It's too expensive. 11 p.m., lock the door, curtains closed, cup filled, wicker box, spoon dipped, open bag, sweet bitter vinegar sprinkle, heat, filter, fill, tie, find, inject, release, embrace. This the writer is getting bored with the story. Fuck. What are we supposed to do? As I was about to drift off, I saw a thin, tall, suited man standing at my door. So it literally is Slenderman. Ladies and gentlemen, don't do heroin or Slenderman will kill you. Faceless head touching the ceiling. 3 voices fill my head, speaking in perfect synchronization. So this is like one elderly man, a young boy, and the last one was mine. So this is very reminiscent of that old Slenderman story where Slenderman has 3 voices and is talking to Hitler, if anyone remembers that creepypasta. Yeah, Slenderman with 3 voices. This is weird. I watched you drift through the night as you slowly kill okay, so he's speaking. I watch you slowly through the nights as you slowly kill yourself. Your utter disrespect for the life given... So should this be voiced by the guy who does Jigsaw? Your utter disrespect for your life has been given. You disgust me. You have no interest in social interactions, even though your family have rejected you. Even your family have rejected you. Your only reason to work is to pay for your abuse. Your time shall come now at my hands. Why? I don't get it. There's no motivation. This is literally Slenderman, right? It's literally just Slenderman. Slenderman is stalking you. Dare Slenderman. Anti-drug Slenderman. The face man reached his arms out towards me. So this is the face man who has no face. Oh, this was supposed to be a short, fun one. And it's brought me pain and misery like heroin. The face man reached his arms out towards me, and it seemed to grow. It circled around my neck as I sat there, unable to fight in the slightest, though. I think even if I had the control, it would be futile to try. The faceless man seemed to smile without a mouth as his tentacles tightened to a squeeze. The police found a circle with an X through the middle, drawn on the outside window of my locked door, and within me, strangled to death with heroin in my system. How are you writing this? Are you writing this from the Slenderman Purgatory? I don't know what to do about this. Comments. So Slendy is actually Jigsaw from Jane Swaney, whatever. Yes, apparently so. And then we have presumably the author WardenWarnedAndrew. I really just wanted to write a Slendy story, lol. Love the reference.